Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
I have a little tea. Someone that I know is like very heavily involved in Orange County and like production of that, and he told me like everything that's happening. I haven't watched it, honestly, but I know how it ends.
Does it end crazy?
It ends in a way that I don't know how they'll come back.
Like the girls are mad at each other, or somebody does something bad, or
I think it's another one where it goes too far.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And I'm actually really curious. We were talking about it, and
like in a dark way, or
yes, and it's going to be one of two things. Either production's going to run with the truth, or they're going to do another season. So if they put the truth out there, I don't think they could do another season.
at the whole franchise.
Pretty much.
Huh? What in the world, Trey?
There's too much behind the scenes. And I think Dallas had the same problem. There was too much orchestrating of things, too much manipulating of the press and of the blogs and of people, and too many like real lives at stake that it's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
And I think that Tamra might have finally taken it too far. But when we were talking about this, I was like, do we not understand that Tamra's job is to take it too far? Mm-hmm. Like, what else did we bring her back for? But I'm curious to see what airs with this. But that's not even my tea. My tea is New Jersey's filming and Teresa's not involved. Teresa's out.
Who told you this? The same person?
Yes.
Huh? Okay. What?
Uh-huh.
So they chose Melissa, because I think you have to choose one, right?
You've got three people. You got three OGs. Well, OGs. OGs being from last year.
Okay, so who are the OGs? Obviously, Melissa. I think Dolores has to be.
Melissa, Dolores, Margaret.
Oh, okay.
And then they're test filming with like 7 other people, and they'll pick probably 3, maybe 4, but at minimum 2.
Okay, so they're filming. So they do this a lot. They did this with even our show. Like they kind of got smart, I think. Like they will bring multiple people in. You're kind of fighting for your spot. They did that our last season with Tiffany and oh God, what was her name? The redhead.
Jen.
Mm-hmm. And just you don't know who's.
You don't know who makes it until like halfway through the season?
I would say they made a call like halfway through.
Mm-hmm. That person just like disappears.
Yeah, and then that person it's kind of crazy, but it's also kind of hard whenever you're filming in that situation, if I'm being honest.
Because they're fighting for a spot.
Because, well, not only that, but it's like, it just everything's up in the air, so it's hard to get a rhythm because you don't know what's what, and it's almost like they're testing them out with you, and it's not fun. I don't like it. I get why they do it. That way they don't, get a lemon, so they kind of can, and I think also it makes people work harder that are coming in. But so that would annoy me to have 5 people in that position because 2 is hard enough. Yeah. So
that's the tea. Apparently.
Well, Teresa has to be like devastated. I mean, this is like her. Is she devastated? Since obviously you know so much about it.
I heard that Teresa has some other issues going on that need to be dealt with that she probably doesn't want on camera, too. So I think it's
okay with it.
I think it's a fair pause.
Okay.
But we'll see.
So they'll bring her back eventually. Mm-hmm. So this is like a year-long. I wonder if hopefully it's not financial stuff. Do you think she's getting a divorce?
No, but there's if you Google Louis and his financial stuff, it looks like Teresa's in the exact same situation she was in with Joe the first time.
Crap. Okay.
Right?
That makes me sad. I don't know. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so they're kind of revamping that show.
Yes.
in a sense. Like they had to get rid of one because I think the audience, it's like you can only have the same two people against each other.
Well, and I think it's a battle of like who wants it more and who can do more with it. I think Melissa's a better cast member than Teresa is. Teresa's so like Teresa was so good the first 4 seasons when she was just Teresa, when she wasn't trying to be a reality star, when she was just herself, and it was just authentic. She was authentically Teresa. Like, I think Teresa and Ramona are very much the same people. Like, they just say it. But there comes a point where you have to start watching what you say, and you have to, and that's when it's like, okay, well, meh.
Yeah.
You know? Melissa can do her job and hold her own and maintain some sort of decorum, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also think whenever you do a show for that long, because that's a long time, it's so emotionally exhausting, and you're not living in the real world. It's like a really, like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like an unhealthy bubble that you're placed in, and it just, your reality becomes so warped and different than like real life. And
yeah,
unless you live it, you just can't understand it. But you're right. Like, and cast members, especially ones that have nothing to lose, take it way too far. They go after your family. They go after, and you're like, what in the world? This is a show. Like,
yeah. Well, and circling back to OC, I was asking this person I was talking to about Gretchen in particular. And I said, do you think she is glad she did it? And he was like, I don't. Because the first time she did the show, she was living her real life. She was married to this guy that was a lot older than her, that was sick, and that was her real life. She comes back. It's a very different show. Now you have social media involved. Social media wasn't involved the first time she did the show. And you have people that are pulling things out of thin air to keep the show moving, but you don't really know what to do with it because it's not real life. And so you don't have an honest reaction to it, because you're having to defend something that's not even reality.
That's not even organically something that would happen.
Yeah. And so he was like, no, I don't think that she's glad she did it, and I don't know that she would do it again, depending on how it ends up in the end.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think if it's honest, no matter how it ends, that's one thing. I think you can deal with like an honest thing. What's hard is if it's not honest, like as if the editing is so skewed where you're like, that's not what I lived. Then that's like, then you're like, okay, is this really worth it? Because they can do whatever, and they can make whoever look however. But yeah, I could see that. But also when she has a daughter, it's very different, I would guess, to be a single woman.
Yeah.
And everything you do is, but when you have kids, it's a very different thing. I mean, everything that you do, you have to really worry about your children, right? Like if somebody's making up these horrible lies about you, or I don't think, especially people that don't have children, get like how that can really harm somebody's kids. Like they have to go to school. They're going to grow up and read. Like it's very different. There's a lot to lose when you have a kid.
Yeah. Well, and I even think about just some of the things that like air on these shows. It can be so dangerous, some of the things that are put out about people. And even just seeing with what happened with Charlie Kirk last week, there was a video of Taylor Swift arriving to the Chiefs Stadium, and they put up this like partition. And at first, people thought it was just like, so that they're like, maybe she's pregnant, maybe they didn't want to see her outfit, whatever. But it was actually a bulletproof partition that they rolled out. Crazy. Because what if someone doesn't agree with what she said politically previously? What if things can go like too far?
Yeah, some people may just not like her too. It's a very strange thing.
But it's concerning to put those things out there in a world where people take it too far.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's hard to have kids in this world because it's so toxic and negative. And you really can't shield them from stuff because unfortunately all the stuff that you want to shield them from is on TikTok or social media, and like they're going to see it and their friends are going to see it. They're going to send it to each other.
Well, I think that's what's so interesting. I saw some article about how TikTok has really changed the landscape of the news. And even in just the first hour after Charlie Kirk was shot, how the media was sharing the story versus how TikTok was sharing the story. They were two very different stories, but the story was out immediately.
Yeah.
And if you saw the video on TikTok, which if you saw it, it is, oh my gosh, like gruesome. You immediately knew he was dead. But the news was saying we don't know what. So it's just, we live in a different world where you have instant information.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad.
No, I did not. Like, I'm going to be honest. I saw, like, I was just scrolling TikTok and I saw the video, and I wish I didn't, because I literally feel like I need to go to therapy from it. It was, I've never seen anything. I've never seen somebody get shot before.
Yeah. Well, and I saw
terrifying.
Someone posted, like, we aren't built to witness those things. We aren't, like, our souls shouldn't consume that content. Mm-hmm. And that's why it feels so strange. It feels so, I mean, someone died, so obviously it feels heavy, but just to see that happen is just like, we're not wired for that.
You know, I don't even watch the news, though. I used to when I was younger. I don't. It physically does something to me. Mm-hmm. And I know people are like, well, then that you're just okay with being ignorant. Maybe I am.
No, but, I just feel like where do you find the truth?
Yeah. Well, I just can't. I just don't like the negativity of anything. I'm really trying to live in more of a positive place. But that was hard as a parent. And I know parents listening probably can see, because I think my kids, you know, like, I picked my kids up, both of them knew what had happened that day. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and it was so easily accessible. I'm like, I don't want my children to see somebody get murdered. I really don't. I don't want them to see that on their TikTok, you know, like just scrolling TikTok. But I don't know. It's just a different, it's crazy. We live in a crazy world. Sometimes I think social media is like one of the best things that's ever happened to us. And other times I was telling my mom, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't necessarily know if it is a great thing. I think it's really gotten us away from, like, friendships and from, like, life in general. Like, I've kind of pulled back on social media some, and my manager's not happy with me. But because I realized that I was living my life in an app and not in color, you know, like, I want to go to my kid's game and not feel like I need a video every single thing that's happening. Or I want to, you know, like, I'll take a picture of my kid's going to homecoming. He actually has 2 homecomings. How cute is this?
Huh?
The girl needed that my sister teaches school at, like, she teaches at a different school in Dallas, and this girl needed a date, and she had a crush on Chance, I think. Oh. So he's taken this girl this weekend to homecoming. What a stud. Yeah, like, I'm like, it's so cute. And then he's going to his own homecoming with the same girls last year. They're good friends. But
you were living your life to post it, not to live it. Yeah, you weren't living in the moment.
I don't want to live my life for other people. And sometimes, like, whenever the show was going on, I felt like I was so scared of offending somebody, or like, you know, like, I was like, oh, I don't even want to tell somebody where this dress is from because it's too nice. Like, I will get, like, I just was so scared of getting hate for that. You just really almost couldn't feel authentic because you can never please anybody. And I just don't want to do that. But I've, you know, if I'm being honest, I've had certain companies that, you know, I'm a Christian and they don't want you to be, like, say anything about religion and God, and that's not how I was raised. And I know everybody, it has their own, you know, thing in life, and I'm never going to force somebody to believe in, you know, God, and, you know, the way, like, I will share how my beliefs with you, but I'm never going to put somebody down because I mean, like, I know people who are atheists and they're my friends, and although I don't understand not believing in something, because I think for me there's a comfort in believing that there's a place after this that I'm going to go and see all these people that I miss who've passed before me. I don't know. I just,
you know, I posted something the day that Charlie Kirk was shot on my Instagram story, and I'm always very cautious of what I post, especially when it comes to politics, because I own a business on Cedar Springs, and I've owned a gay bar for years, and but also I think being a part of the LGBTQ plus community does not mean that you believe everything in the LGBTQ plus bucket. Same as being a Democrat doesn't mean you believe everything in the Democratic bucket, or you don't believe everything in the Republican bucket. Like, I'm more than just gay. I'm more than just this. Like, it's not, I don't think that. But I posted something about how, regardless of your political beliefs, no one should die because they disagree with you, or their beliefs or their views on life are different than you. And the number of people that responded to that, and they were like, are you kidding me? You have a lot of nerve. And I'm like, wait, hold on. But if someone doesn't believe that you should love a man, do you think that you should die because they don't believe that you should love a man? The same way that if they don't believe the same thing you believe, why should they die? That makes absolutely no sense to me. And I've found this new button on Instagram that I just absolutely love called remove a follower. And I was like, nope. And I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to mute you. I'm going to remove you as my follower, because if you have the nerve to come and say something like, this is not, in no way was this post politically charged. It's about humanity. It's not about left, right, center, up, down. It is, we should be able to speak our voice the same way that the gay community is fighting for our right to be married and to do X, Y, Z. Why? What gives us the right to say anything about how anyone else should live their life or take a life because they disagree with us? That is so confusing to me. And so then when those people come back and refollow me, I was like, ha ha ha, bye. But that just, I was very surprised by a community that has been under such scrutiny to then go and cast that same judgment or hatred towards someone else. And the number of people that posted, because I posted this video and I was like, you can have different beliefs in someone, you can have different views in someone, you can hate someone entirely and still have empathy. And people are like, well, he didn't have empathy, so why would I have empathy for him? Because his beliefs are not my beliefs. So if I don't have empathy for him because he didn't have empathy, then I'm buying into his beliefs. But I don't believe what he believes. But you're co-signing his belief. So that just made absolutely no sense to me and like pissed me off to no end, because the hypocrisy and what people are saying right now, what? Like, hear what you're saying and make that align. Because if you don't believe that guns have a place in this country, be consistent in your messaging. Then gun violence is wrong regardless of who the gun is pointed at. Yeah. Not when it's pointed at someone that you don't like. Is that okay? Or do you feel like that's no longer an issue, or that's karma? It's still an issue. Be consistent in your messaging. That was just that. I was like, huh? I was proud in one sense. There were so many influential people in the LGBTQ community that were saying, hey, this is wrong. Like, I don't agree with the guy, but this is wrong. Yeah. And on the other hand, there were people that were celebrating it. It was like, wait, what? Yeah. How could you possibly celebrate the loss of someone's life?
Yeah, it's super weird. No, it makes
that was sad. My little rant and tangent. Yes. And if you went and followed me back on Instagram, please find the door and fuck right off. Because what?
No, I don't think you have to. Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes it's just like, oh, Lord, it's kind of like good versus evil in a sense. Like, you don't have to mourn for the person. I think you just should not celebrate anybody's death. But also, you had like a school shooting. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
No, and same with the school shooting. Like, it's the same day, like hours apart from each other. Like, that is not okay. Everything that happened that day was terrible. It's not just one particular thing. It's all bad. We should all be in mourning, not a moment of fighting each other on this. Like, this isn't up for discussion. Yeah. This is like, lives were lost. There are kids at home. There are parents at home that didn't get to see the person that they saw that morning. Like, that's sad regardless.
Yeah. I know it is.
So
well,
that's my tangent.
yeah, I love you. You're like always. I love you guys. Anyways, do something good. Treat each other well. I think
Be
that's
nice
the
to each
end of
other.
the day. Be nice to each other. Because we're all human, and I think we all are good. I think everybody, in their core, most everybody is a really good human, and everybody wants the best. I don't know.
You find what you're looking for to people. And if you're looking for the bad, you'll find the bad. If you're looking for the good, you'll find the good.
Yeah. But I truly hope everybody listening has an amazing day, a beautiful week. I love you. And you can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram and TikTok if you want. Just be kind.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.